Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. I hope you're all ready because today's story is absolutely massive, and you won't want to miss a second of it. The Lakers are officially on the brink. After a gut-wrenching 116-113 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 4 at the Target Center, the Lakers now find themselves trailing 3-1 in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. But this wasn't just any loss. No, this was the kind of game that leaves you asking, where do the Lakers even go from here? Could this be the end of the line for their playoff hopes? Could bigger changes be looming on the horizon? We're going to dive deep into everything that happened, from LeBron James and Luka Doncic's heroic performances to a controversial late-game call, to Anthony Edwards' electrifying dominance, and what all of this could mean for the future of the Lakers franchise. So, buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Now let's set the scene. Coming into Game 4, everyone knew the stakes were sky-high. The Lakers desperately needed this one to even the series at 2 games apiece before heading back home. And you could feel that urgency right from the tip-off. Head coach J.J. Redick knew it too, so much so that he didn't even make a substitution in the entire second half. That's right, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Dorian Finney-Smith played every single second after halftime. It was all hands on deck, and LeBron and Luka responded like the superstars they are. Luka Doncic was simply phenomenal, pouring in 38 points with incredible efficiency, along with 2 assists, a rebound, a steal, and a block. Meanwhile, LeBron put together a jaw-dropping two-way performance: 27 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. Just superhuman effort from both. At one point, it felt like the Lakers had finally broken through. They opened the third quarter with a ferocious 14-0 run, building a 10-point lead heading into the final frame. Momentum was on their side, the energy was high, and yet somehow it still wasn't enough. Which raises the question, if even this wasn't enough for the Lakers, what hope do they have left? Now let's talk about the turning point and the controversy that had everyone talking. Late in the fourth quarter, with just 10.1 seconds remaining, Anthony Edwards drove to the basket against LeBron. LeBron managed to get a hand on the ball and knock it loose, seemingly causing a turnover. Lakers fans erupted, thinking this was the break they desperately needed. But Minnesota's coach Chris Finch immediately called for a challenge, and here's where things got very interesting. Upon review, it was determined that LeBron had actually made contact with Edwards' arm before the ball. Thanks to a recent rule change allowing fouls to be added during replay reviews, Edwards was awarded 2 critical free throws, and he calmly knocked them down, putting the Wolves up by 3. James, for his part, completely disagreed with the call, believing he had only touched Edwards' hand, which, under NBA rules, is considered part of the ball. But the referees saw it differently. Could this be yet another painful reminder of just how razor-thin the margin for error is in the playoffs? And could that one challenge have just swung the entire series? But it wasn't just the officiating that tilted the scales. Minnesota simply refused to quit. Anthony Edwards was unstoppable, playing one of the finest games of his young career. Edwards finished with a staggering 43 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a block, and just 1 turnover, and he was clutch when it mattered most, scoring 16 points in the fourth quarter alone while playing the entire period. And let's not overlook some of the unsung heroes. Naz Reid, after struggling for much of the game, drained 2 critical three-pointers in the closing minutes. Dante DiVincenzo, who had been having a rough night offensively, came up huge with a powerful and-one layup to extend Minnesota's lead with just over 2 minutes left. Even Mike Conley, who at one point limped off the court after a gritty block on LeBron in transition, returned to grab a crucial offensive rebound late in the game. Talk about heart and resilience. Meanwhile, on the Lakers' side, you could see the exhaustion setting in. Luka and LeBron gave everything they had, but the lack of depth, the heavy minutes, and maybe even a little bit of frustration began to show. Could it be that the Lakers are simply running out of gas at the worst possible time? And now the reality is impossible to ignore. The Lakers are down 3-1, and history is not on their side. Teams trailing 3-1 in a series have only come back to win about 5% of the time in NBA history. Yes, it's rare, but it's not impossible. Is there still a miracle left in this Lakers team? The next game, Game 5, will be in Los Angeles, and it's do or die. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Time, TNT. All eyes will be on Crypto.com Arena. And you have to wonder, What adjustments can J.J. Redick possibly make at this point? His best five guys are already playing massive minutes. His stars are already delivering Herculean efforts. Could we see a more aggressive game plan? Maybe a shake-up to the rotation to give LeBron and Luka some much-needed breathers? Is it even possible to get more out of the supporting cast, or is it just too late? There's another looming question, too. If the Lakers do go out in the first round, what does that mean for the future of this team? Will LeBron James, at age 40, consider moving on, retiring, or demanding major roster changes? Will Luka Doncic grow frustrated if the Lakers can't give him a true championship-caliber supporting cast? Could J.J. Redick's coaching tenure end almost as quickly as it began? Some insiders are already whispering that if this series ends badly, massive changes could be coming this offseason. Trades, coaching moves, even front office shakeups. Fans are wondering, is this the beginning of a new era or the end of an old one? It's all hanging by a thread now, and the next 48 hours are going to be absolutely critical. But what do you think about all of this? Are the Lakers completely cooked, or do you believe there's still some magic left in LeBron and Luka? And if the worst happens, what kind of changes would you want to see this offseason? You could sense the frustration not just on the court, but in the post-game pressers as well. LeBron was visibly irritated, choosing his words carefully, but making it clear that he didn't agree with some of the officiating decisions. Luka, meanwhile, kept a stoic expression, but you could read the disappointment all over his face. The chemistry between Luka and LeBron, which had been so promising throughout the regular season, is being tested under the brightest lights. They've been brilliant individually, but the question remains, can they find that next level of synergy needed to save the season? And it's not just about the stars. Depth has been a glaring issue all year, and now it's being exposed at the worst possible time. Outside of Reeves and Hachimura, there hasn't been consistent production from the role players, and that's putting even more pressure on the already overloaded shoulders of LeBron and Luka. J.J. Redick, to his credit, has tried to push all the right buttons. His bold move to ride the starters for the entire second half was a gamble rooted in necessity. But when the bench can't be trusted, there's only so much even a promising young coach can do. If there's a silver lining, it's that the Lakers aren't losing because of a lack of heart. They're losing because they're being out-executed in the critical moments, a problem that sometimes only experience and better depth can fix. There's also the matter of defensive breakdowns. Time and again in Game 4, the Lakers struggled to contain Minnesota's ball movement, often leading to wide-open threes or late rotations that cost them dearly. Fatigue certainly played a role, but so did a lack of communication and trust on switches. Another painful reality, Anthony Davis, who was expected to be the defensive anchor of this team, remains sidelined with injury concerns. His absence looms large, particularly when facing a high-octane offense like Minnesota's. If Davis were healthy, would this series look different? It's a tantalizing what-if that Lakers fans can't help but think about, especially when seeing their team struggle to protect the rim and control the glass. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are playing with house money. No one expected them to come into this series and dominate the way they have. They're loose, confident, and feeding off the belief that they can finish the job, and that kind of mentality is dangerous for any opponent. Game 5 isn't just about survival. It's about pride. It's about sending a message that, win or lose, the Lakers won't go quietly into the night. Crypto.com Arena will be packed with fans desperate to will their team to victory. But will emotion be enough? Another key storyline to watch: the battle between experience and youth. LeBron is the seasoned veteran with 4 championships under his belt. Edwards is the fearless young star trying to claim his first major playoff scalp. It's a classic clash of eras, and so far the younger legs are winning. In moments like these, leadership matters more than ever. This is where LeBron's voice in the locker room, his example on the court, and his ability to rally the troops could make all the difference. The question is, do they still have enough left in the tank to answer the call? And then there's the looming presence of the Warriors. If the Lakers somehow get through Minnesota, they will most likely face Golden State in the next round, a team that has had their number in recent years. The idea of facing a veteran squad led by Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson is daunting, to say the least. What makes this series even more frustrating for Lakers fans is the sense of missed opportunities. In Game 4, there were moments when the game felt within reach, only to be squandered by costly turnovers, missed free throws, or defensive lapses. Those small mistakes pile up in the postseason, And in a series like this, they prove to be the difference between advancing and heading home. The Lakers bench, which was once thought to be an area of strength, has been an Achilles heel in this series. Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt, two players expected to make a difference, have been largely invisible at times. The reliance on LeBron and Luka to carry the load has been too heavy, and it's starting to show. Redick has been praised for his offense-first mindset, but there's also a growing sense that his defense-first approach isn't translating in big moments. The Lakers' inability to get stops when it matters most has hurt them, and they need to make some adjustments if they want to survive. One potential solution could be to embrace a more up-tempo style of play. The Lakers have the athletes to run, and while it may not suit every matchup, pushing the pace could tire out the Timberwolves and create more transition opportunities for LeBron and Luka to exploit. And let's not forget the potential ripple effects of a deep playoff run. If the Lakers were somehow to make it through the series and beyond, it could serve as a confidence boost to an organization that has been in turmoil for the last few seasons. That momentum might just be enough to attract the kind of high-caliber players that the team needs in the future. But for now, all that's on their mind is survival. This series isn't about championship aspirations anymore. It's about finding a way to get through to the next game. The sense of urgency is palpable, and with each passing moment, the window for redemption gets smaller. The players know this. LeBron and Luka are not foolish enough to ignore the situation. They've both been in high-stakes games before, but nothing quite like this. The weight of the Lakers' legacy, combined with the looming specter of failure, is a pressure few players can handle, but they have no choice but to rise to the occasion. It's easy to forget that the Lakers have had a turbulent season. From injuries to inconsistent play, they've had to battle through a series of obstacles just to get here. And now they find themselves staring down a potential first-round exit, an outcome no one saw coming after their dramatic mid-season turnaround. And yet, despite everything, the Lakers remain alive. The heart and soul of this franchise are still battling, and in the end, that might be the most dangerous weapon they have left. The question is whether they can find enough gas in the tank to make one final push. Luka and LeBron have been performing at the highest level, but that's simply not enough in the playoffs. In this series, they need help. Players like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura will need to step up in a way they haven't yet. If they don't, the Lakers could very well find themselves packing their bags for an early summer vacation. One thing that's undeniable, though, is the grit that the Lakers have shown. Despite all the adversity, despite all the injuries and inconsistencies, they've continued to fight. That's a characteristic of great teams, the willingness to keep swinging, even when the odds are stacked against them. But the problem is that fighting isn't always enough. The Lakers' stars have been spectacular, but even with their superhuman efforts, they still couldn't seal the deal in Game 4. That's a glaring sign that this team needs more. It needs to find that balance between star power and supporting players who can execute in the crucial moments. The presence of Anthony Davis would have been invaluable in this series, not only for his scoring, but his defense. The Lakers have struggled to defend the paint without him, and it's been exposed by Minnesota's aggressive attack. If Davis can return even for Game 5, it could make all the difference. But it's unclear whether or not that's a realistic expectation. Another factor to consider is the coaching dynamic. J.J. Redick has been under intense scrutiny throughout this series, and rightly so. As a first-year head coach, the pressure to lead a storied franchise like the Lakers is immense. While he's shown flashes of brilliance, there's still a lot of room for growth. How he adjusts to the challenges in Game 5 will be critical and could determine whether he gets another shot next season. Personally, as a Lakers fan, I'm torn. I'm proud of the fight we've seen from our stars. I mean, you couldn't ask for more heart and determination than what LeBron and Luka showed. But man, it's going to see those efforts wasted. I'm worried that this might be the end of an era. And if it is, we're going to have some tough decisions ahead. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll be here every step of the way through this wild postseason, and whatever comes next for the purple and gold. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.